Hey, have you ever thought, I seem to worry a lot, I seem to focus a lot on all these external factors outside of me, such as social media, the outcomes of things that you can't control over, rather than focusing on your own actions? That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about the circle of influence and the circle of concern. So, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name's Johnny. I'm a self-published author and YouTube speaker who aims to help people live happier and purposeful lives. The circle of influence and circle of concern model comes from Stephen Covey, and for those of you who haven't read his great book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I highly recommend you do, because it's a brilliant book. So I'm going to be talking about those models today. I'm going to be talking about the benefits of focusing on the circle of influence, on your own actions, and then I'm going to show you an example of my own model of my circle of influence and circle of concern, and how it might be beneficial for you to draw your own one up. The circle of influence is our own actions, what we control, what we are in control of. So our day-to-day habits, our routines, just generally our actions. So examples include who we choose to talk to, how we choose to interact with people, what we choose to eat, what we choose to wear, who we might choose to live with, what jobs we might seek to pursue, our response to bad situations. The bad situations themselves aren't necessarily in our control, but our reactions to things, our responses to things. The circle of influence is what you are in control of. Then on the other side, there's the circle of concern. The circle of concern is what you're not in control of. So this is the outcome, external events, what you can't control. So I say the outcome. What you can control is your own actions towards progressing towards a goal. But the end outcome of things you can't control. It's not in your hands. Other things are what people may think of you. So you could be nice to someone, but it might turn out they're not a very nice person, so they may not necessarily respond to you in the same way. But hopefully a majority of people will be in that instance. There's also what other people are posting on social media, and unfortunately there's going to be negativity in the world. There's going to be negative social media posts, there's going to be negative news, but again, that's what you can't control, and that's in the circle of concern. So the circle of concern is what is not actually in our control, but it's something that we often focus on, and as human beings we have the survival instinct to look at all these dangers out there, and that often gets our focus on the circle of concern when it's something that we can't control. Now, I'm as guilty as anyone in the past for going into my circle of concern. I still do now, in fact. I still worry about things out of my control. I worry about things that I don't have control over. They are just there, they're external factors. But by identifying what I can do and not necessarily worrying about the outcome, I found it's helped me a lot more. And one good practice I found is to draw up my own circle of influence and circle of concern to consciously identify where I can focus my efforts. Okay, now I'm going to share with you my circle of influence and my circle of concern on things in my life. And it's been said that carefree people, people who seem more relaxed in life, I mean people who are genuinely more relaxed and a bit more carefree in life, it's said that they don't have zero concerns. No one has zero concerns, no one has zero worries, but their ability to focus on their circle of influence, what they can do, and exclude their circle of concern a lot more, is really effective. So here's my carefree and happy board, as I call it. So these are, hopefully, I don't know if you can see my face on this, but basically the circle of influence are some of the things I can do. So I can listen to podcasts, I can practice my speaking, I can do my coaching course, I can take walks, I can exercise, my response to challenges. I can control my actions, I can control all those things. The things I can't control is if someone likes me, how many books I sell, the result in football I've got there, because I can try my best but the result's not always in my control, people moaning and challenges. So if I take people moaning for example, I can try my best, I can do what I can put myself out in the world, but I can't control what other people do. Likewise, challenges, going back to that example, challenges and bad things, they're going to happen. I can't control that. You can't control everything, but you can control your response to them. So I suggest that getting your own whiteboard, looking at your life and looking at what you can control and what you need to let go of that's not necessarily in your control. So, to conclude what we've talked about today, we've talked about the circle of influence and the circle of concern from Stephen Covey's great model. The circle of influence are your own actions, what you can do, what you are in control of. The circle of concern are external factors, things you can't control, things that we should spend less time worrying about. And a good bit of practice is to draw up your own circle of influence and circle of concern for what you can control and what you can't control in your life. And then consciously, day to day, pick up what you're worrying about, what you're concerned about, and actually if it's something you can take action over or if it's something you can't. I hope this video has been of value to you, but always remember to take action on what you've learned. Just a quick reference back to my resources. So for any more blogs or short stories or information on me, just go on to johnnypardo.com. If you want to find me on social media, type in @JohnnyPardoAuthor on Facebook or Instagram. Or for any of my books, type in Johnny Pardo into Amazon. I'll see you guys soon.